Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us here today. I'm, of course, Gregor Guy.
My name's Casey.
And for your educational purposes, we will be presenting this week's episode of Bang Head Financial.
All right.
So,
let's get rich.
Let's get rich, bitch. What's going on this week? Obviously, the 27th, the FOMC has their meeting. So next week we will have news on what the interest rate hike will be for, the upcoming month.
You think it's going to be hiking your skirt up and plowing you in the rear?
That's, realistically, no. I mean, the only thing they're trying to do is trying to get inflation under control, which obviously via last month's, numbers and everything did not work. So that's going to be a interesting, we'll say, chain of events to watch unfold.
So they're basically some hands that are waving side behind while a giant phallus is trying to smack you in the face, and they're just trying to bat it away.
Well, no. What I would say was they have the phallus in the one hand and a lighter in another.
Okay, so they're trying to burn the phallus.
They're trying to do something.
Okay,
but I don't think they know what they're trying to do.
I don't want to be that phallus. I'll tell you that.
There you go. You heard it here first. Anyway, but in the past week, the cryptocurrency market has, experienced I guess you could call it like a relief rally.
All right.
So on and so forth.
All right.
So it's doing a little better ahead of the FOMC news.
So is that the government pumping money into corporations again?
I do not have an answer for that. I don't believe there are any bailouts.
Not yet. At least they're coming. That's how the
However,
corporations make money when we're all losing it.
I did see something where some analyst was saying that he believes the end of the bear market is in due to some some metric that they use that has accurately called all the end of the previous bear markets.
Okay. All right.
So, I believe that was on the S&P 500. So, did not do any research into that. But, like I said, it was just a headline I read. So, realistically, news-wise, what's going on this week? Coinbase. Coinbase is in the news.
Coinbase, all right.
This might be a crypto-heavy financial segment. There were charges levied against one of their former, or actually, I think two of their former project managers for insider trading.
Well, I thought you couldn't do inside. I thought that wasn't against the law when it comes to cryptocurrency.
Well, and we'll get into that because the SEC, obviously levied these charges.
Right.
And it seems like since they can't put out clear and defined regulations, they are trying to regulate via enforcement is the term that I'm hearing.
All right. Regulation.
We're going to charge you with a crime even though there's no law on the books.
Well, that kind of seems a little unconstitutional if you ask me.
A little bit, right?
I mean, maybe it's the right thing to do, maybe it's not. But if there's no law, then you can't break it.
Well, at the same point in time, I don't think the SEC should be regulating this particular industry.
You think there should be a new...
I think there should be a new one, yes.
All right.
I've been saying that for a while.
Okay.
Seems like, anyway. But also on, the SEC, they deemed 9 different coins, projects that are listed on Coinbase as securities versus commodities.
Right.
Which, would if they call them securities, whether they are or not, that's another discussion to be had. But if they are securities, then they would fall under SEC regulation.
Okay.
However, I don't, and I'm going to get to this in a second. One of those particular projects is Flex's AMP token. Now, do you know anything about AMP other than it's got a cool name?
It was an energy drink.
It was, but that's not what this project is.
No, okay.
This project, it was meant to be a payment service kind of thing. Like a cross borders payment deal.
Okay.
I mean, that's how I understood.
That's kind of like I'm trying to think of the name, the more famous one, PayPal, something like that.
Something like that, but in the form of a cryptocurrency.
Okay.
They have their own, tokens, which.
Okay. So you have to buy their tokens to be able to transfer money to a different place.
Right.
And
I mean, okay. Think about
convert it from there.
Think about like going to a store. Okay.
Okay.
Let's say you buy a Coca-Cola.
Right.
Costs you. I don't even know what a Coca-Cola costs. Let's say $1.50.
Okay.
Okay. Let's say 1 amp token was 1 penny.
Mm-hmm.
150 amp tokens. Then you just give the amp tokens to the store. That's how I understood the project name.
Okay.
It was a payment kind of, system service.
If you think about it like with PayPal or something like that, you're not actually transferring money through PayPal. What you're actually doing is buying credit through PayPal. So they're accepting your credit, it's becoming their credit, and then it's giving credit to somebody else through that payment.
Well, I would say that is actually incorrect, because anytime you do anything through PayPal, you got to throw the funds on there first.
But you're not giving PayPal dollar bills. You're giving PayPal credit.
No, I don't think so.
You don't agree with that?
I do not.
Okay. See, the way I see it a lot of times, like we're a lot of us are using fake money nowadays. That's
right.
like all in the saved in the servers of the financial world. We're not actually handing each other dollars and dollar bills, although they will be accepted locally. But when you're transferring money from no matter where you are to another place, and you're using credit, you're not using dollars. You're using it they're saying it's in the form of a dollar, but you're actually transferring credit from one place to another.
Well, I mean, you can call it credit, but realistically, I mean, how PayPal works is you have to transfer the funds to PayPal.
Right.
So they're out of your account.
Through credit.
I mean, maybe you could use credit, sure, but
right.
Why'd you want to incur the double interest rates and the ACH fees and everything?
Right. Yeah.
Makes no sense to me, honestly. But
no.
I'm sure some people do it.
Yeah.
But it's interesting you brought that up. Talking about credit and what exactly did you say? People living outside their means with fake money? Something like that?
Yeah, that's basically what credit is a lot of times. I mean, you never spend it. You never spend money that you don't have. I can see in like emergency situations that maybe like your car broke down and you need a part and you're on the road and you don't have the cash on you. Go ahead and spend more than you have to get to where you need to go, but make sure that you can pay it back at least within the first month. Because if you're not paying it back before that pay segment is, then you're screwing yourself and you're paying a lot more than you should.
And that's what I've told a lot of people. In my personal opinion, the best way to build your credit is to get a credit card, make all your purchases on said credit card, but pay that thing off every month.
I think if you can make
every
it that
month,
way,
make sure you have a zero balance when it comes end of the month.
I think some people lose track when they're using a credit card on how much money they're actually spending. I think it's more. I think it's better that when you get the credit card, you pay your bills with the credit card. And then all your other purchases. Basically, this is for new people coming out and being able to handle their own money. You know how much your bills are going to be. Pay your bills with your credit card, and then take a certain amount of cash out, and that's how much cash you have to spend at the store or to go grocery shopping.
See now, I disagree, because your bills are automatically tied to your credit score. I know you don't realize that. They are a very, very small, kind of like minority percentage. But
right,
as long as you just pay your bill,
okay,
credit score goes up.
Right.
Just saying. But the only other thing going on this week, and this is kind of where I was going with this, I haven't done enough research into this, but I did hear some rumblings that Chinese banks are failing.
Yes.
Now, it should be noted that it has come out that for the first time in 12 years, China only has under $1 trillion of the U.S. debt.
Well, here's a thing.
And they actually fell to number 2 on the list. So Japan actually holds the most U.S. debt now.
Here's what I know about the current financial problems in China. I do watch a channel called Chinese Insights. I don't know if all the information that I'm getting from that channel is accurate.
Incorrect.
But this is what they're saying. They're saying that since the construction companies are failing over there, they've been building all these buildings and people have been buying a place to live in them before they're even built. Right? So now you're paying for a place to live when there's actually no place to live. You basically invested to live in that place that's not built, and they have decided not to build it at all. And now you're paying a mortgage on a place that's never going to be built. And people at this point have stopped paying their mortgage, and now these companies are failing, and now the banks are failing.
Yeah, on top of that, I heard that there was like a massive run. I'm not exactly sure when this was, but on the banks where people were just trying to withdraw all their money.
I have heard that multiple times, like not just recently, but throughout the year. There's been, as far as I know, there's been runs in certain different places.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like I said, I really just didn't have time to do that research, but maybe on a future episode we'll look a little deeper into that.
Right.
And realistically, a lot of people think that if China like defaults, potentially defaults, that could cause like global, ripples in the economic system. So we'll have to see how that plays out. But I guess we'll go ahead and end it there. That has been Banghead Financial for this week. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm of course Gregor Guy.
My name's Casey.
And if you found any of that entertaining, remember to like, share,
subscribe, hit the bell button.
Thank you very much. Everyone watching, enjoy the rest of your week. Try and keep your heads up.